Pontefract Castle rises from the hills of West Yorkshire like a scar that never healed. Its towers are broken, its walls are open to the sky, yet the silence here feels watched. When daylight fades and the ruins fall into shadow, the air grows heavier, as if something ancient still walks these stones. Locals say Pontefract Castle is never truly empty because after dark, a hooded figure appears among the ruins. They call him the Black Monk. Built in the 11th century, Pontefract Castle was once one of the most powerful fortresses in England. Kings ruled here, prisoners suffered here, and faith was enforced as strictly as law. Nearby monastic orders maintained a strong presence within the castle grounds. Monks were believed to protect the fortress spiritually, their prayers forming a shield against evil. But history teaches us something unsettling. Where power and faith combine, darkness often follows. Among the monks assigned to Pontefract, legend speaks of one who did not belong. No name appears in church records. No family history survives. He arrived silently, wore robes darker than the rest, and kept his hood raised even indoors. He prayed alone, fasted longer than required, and spoke to no one. Other monks whispered that he practiced extreme penance, rituals meant not to cleanse sin, but to contain it. At night, faint chanting was heard from his cell, words spoken in a language no one recognized. When church officials were finally sent to investigate, the monk was summoned. He never appeared. His cell was locked from the inside. When the door was forced open, the room was empty. No body, no belongings, only deep scratch marks carved into the stone floor, as if someone had tried desperately to escape. A crucifix was found fused into the wall, blackened beyond repair. The church sealed the chamber immediately. The monk's existence was erased from record, but something had already been left behind. Centuries passed. The castle fell into ruin, wars ended, kings died, and then the sightings began. Guards reported seeing a tall, hooded figure standing on the ramparts at night, motionless, watching the grounds below. Visitors claimed they heard footsteps behind them in empty corridors, slow, measured. The sound would stop the moment they stopped walking. Those who turned around saw nothing except a sudden, unnatural cold. One detail appears in every account. The figure never approaches. It only follows, always at a distance, always silent, and always aware of being seen. Locals follow one rule above all others: never approach the Black Monk. Those who do are said to suffer consequences: sudden illness with no diagnosis, recurring nightmares of confession and judgment, unexplained accidents days or weeks later. One man dismissed the warnings. Late one night, he reportedly chased the hooded figure across the ruins, shouting for it to stop. He collapsed before reaching it. Doctors could not explain the cause. Before dying weeks later, he whispered a single sentence to his family: "He didn't run. He was waiting." The Black Monk does not attack. He does not speak. He does not chase. He waits until he's acknowledged. Witnesses say that once you recognize him, once fear replaces doubt, you are marked. From that moment on, shadows linger too long, church bells sound distant and distorted, and sleep becomes a prison of repeating sermons you cannot escape. Paranormal researchers believe the Black Monk is not a ghost in a traditional sense. They believe he is the result of corrupted devotion, a soul bound by vows it could never break, a monk who tried to imprison sin and became its vessel. Pontefract Castle, soaked in centuries of prayer,
punishment and death became his anchor. Not heaven, not hell, just waiting. Today, Pontefract Castle is a historic site. Families visit by day. Children play among ruins once soaked in blood and faith. But the gates close before nightfall for a reason. Because some visitors leaving at dusk claim they see him, standing where the shadows are deepest. A black hood, a bowed head, and the overwhelming feeling that you have already been judged. Some curses are not spoken. They are not written. They are witnessed. And at Pontefract Castle, the Black Monk still walks.